insisted. When I engaged them, I found they were Kenyans. Of course, it is not easy to know who is a Kenyan and who is a Ugandan by looking at them. You have to ask them. I then asked one of them, a girl, what her name was. Her answer was Kwambuka. Her name was Kwambuka. Kwambuka. Where do you come from? Was my next question. Her answer, Kisii. Kisii in Kenya, the land of His Excellency, Dr. Ruto. Then my next question was, what does Kwambuka mean in Kisii? I asked the young lady. The answer, it means crossing a river or a valley. The young lady answered. That is exactly what it means in the Runyakitara dialects. You can't believe it. It is not only the inter-Achushin Bantu that are fragmented in these countries. How about our Luos in South Sudan, Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania? The Kalenjin, Uganda, South Sudan, and Kenya. And the Ateke, South Sudan, Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania. When you talk of the Luo, you are talking of the Alurs, Achoris, Langis, Japadola, Luos, Anuak in Ethiopia, Kumam. When you talk of the Kalenjin, you are talking of the Sabine, Pokot, Nandis, Kipsigis, etc. When you talk of the Ateke, you are talking of the Kakwaz, the Bari, the Topotha, the Turkana, the Karamojong, the Itoset, etc. Where do the Maasai belong? Are they Ateker or Kalenjin? Help the author, please. However, I know that they are certainly Nairo-Hamitic. In the case of East Africa, we have the added value, added bonus in the form of the fraternity of the Swahili language speakers. It has therefore been long, ever since the NRM and its precursors started supporting the struggle for the realization of the dream of the East African Federation. If we had achieved that by 1963, as the elders had intended, this part of the world would be very far. Some of the political elite let down Africa in 1963 by frustrating that effort. If that federation had been launched in 1963, you can be sure that Idi Amin would never have taken power in Uganda. There would have been no genocide in Rwanda or the killings in Burundi. Congo would have stabilized long ago. The problems of South Sudan would have been solved much earlier, and the problem of Somalia may not have turned out the way it did. Even today, the sort of problems we are facing would be easily solved. Take the problem, and I'm glad His Excellency Ruto spoke on this. Take the problem of high food prices, for instance. A few years ago, Uganda produced 5 million tons of maize. Uganda consumed only 1 million tons because Ugandans have other foods. It is only institutions and the animal feed manufacturers that use maize. There was therefore a surplus of 4 million tons, which had no market in East Africa on account of the non-tariff barriers, protectionism. The prices collapsed, and the farmers in Uganda walked away from growing maize. Only now to be told that there is a big demand for maize, and even people are dying. The store of maize is the same as the store of milk, sugar, rice. Some Ugandans wanted me to stop Tanzanian rice. Please, I would not do that. If the Tanzanians are growing rice more cheaply, let them grow it and you buy from them. And if you want, you can apply and you shift and go and ask the Tanzanian government to allow you to do rice in Tanzania. In my opinion, East Africans will be better off if the most efficient East African producers are encouraged so that the whole of the region benefits. Recently, I was told of some attempts